Your host, Craig Bielik, on Untamed Television for yet another episode. And today we are joined by John Nielsen, who is Director of Quality Management at Brigham City Community Hospital up there in Brigham City. I know you know it. Look, it's right behind us. Because we're actually sitting right outside Brigham City Community Hospital. Look, I can reach up and touch the pine needles and all of that.
Nice day.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. John, I imagine the first question people out there are asking is, what the heck does the quality manager do at a hospital?
Well, as a quality director, I'm kind of responsible for the quality of the care that we give.
Uh-huh.
So that's really kind of wide and varied.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, though, you watch over measurements of how we're doing at the hospital,
right.
And in fact, infectious disease. And that's one of the things we're here to talk about
Correct.
today, because a lot of you have probably seen publicity and articles in various news sources about hospital-acquired infections, right?
You bet.
That sort of thing. And you probably even worry about it. You go, I'm going to the hospital where there are people that are sick.
Yep.
And, I don't want to get what they've got.
Right.
So John is one of the people that tracks and measures and makes sure that we take the proper steps to make sure that doesn't happen.
Exactly. So that's a quality measure.
Right.
You can say you're good, but, unless you have data to back it up,
right,
you're just saying you're good.
Right.
Yeah. So
you watch all of that data.
I watch all of that data.
And report it, because a lot of this is reported to publicly.
I collect it, I analyze it, I report it. And when something's not right, work strategies to get it back online.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that's the reason I had you on the show today is I want to talk about what a strategy is to prevent these things.
Sure.
What does the hospital do, and what can people do to help with all of this sort of thing? I mean,
Indeed.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to the hospital, but once in a while you end up there.
Exactly. You don't want to walk away with something you didn't come in there with.
Exactly. Right. Like a bill.
Exactly.
No, that's going to happen.
Wish you could make that go away. Yeah.
You can't. That's not your department. That's not your department. But you don't want somebody going home with some sort of an infection, anything, something mild like a cold, all the way up to something very dangerous.
Absolutely. And, we have, many layers of strategies to prevent hospital-acquired infections. But one of our overarching ones is very simple. It's hand hygiene. The CDC reports that 80% of all communicable diseases is passed through touch, through our hands. So in a hospital setting, we're touching, all the time.
Yeah,
we're putting our hands on people. So our number one strategy is clean hands, hand hygiene. So for us, before a caregiver touches a patient or the patient's surroundings, they're going to cleanse their hands. They're going to perform hand hygiene. They can do it with alcohol-based hand rubs or soap and water. And so before they touch a patient or their surroundings, after they touch a patient and their surroundings. If they're going to do any kind of a clean procedure, like, take a syringe and draw up medicine, it's with clean hands.
And if you're a patient in the hospital, you should never, ever be worried or feel shy about telling your caregiver,
oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't see you wash your hands. Do you mind washing your hands right before this? And maybe they did, and out of your sight or anything like that, but it's not a bad idea.
You bet. You bet. Outside of every room, for instance, on our wards, we have alcohol-based hand sanitizers, so they can hit it going in. And with an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, a couple of things that you want to make sure. One is it's 60% alcohol or greater, because that's gonna be enough to kill the bacteria on the surface of the skin.
120 proof for your drinkers out there.
Exactly. Yeah. This is no cheap stuff. Yeah. And you can generally, every product is different, so you'd always follow the manufacturer's guideline. But there's a general rule about a dime size in the hand, and then you just in the palm of the hands, and then you rub, get it between your fingers, and just keep rubbing until it's dry. It only takes just a little while, and then you're good to go there.
Fingertips too.
Fingertips too, yeah.
Don't leave those parts.
You bet.
Yeah,
palms, back of your hands, fingertips between the fingers.
Right. All the way up. I've heard all the way up to
about the wrist.
About where
the beginning of the wrist. Yeah, exactly.
Something
true.
like that.
Yeah, and you can use soap and water if your hands are visibly soiled. If your hands are dirty, you're gonna want to get the dirt off of it. And for the most part, the alcohol-based hand rubs that we have everywhere throughout the hospital, and you can have at home, is a great strategy. That's the first strategy. There's one kind of exception. There's one bacteria. It's a spore-forming bacteria called C. difficile, Clostridium difficile, or C. diff, as it's sometimes reported.
Nasty disease, by the way, if you get that.
And when you have a patient that you know is C. difficile, then you'll just use the old-fashioned soap and water.
Right.
And what the soap and water does is the soap is going to help, the lather of the soap is going to help remove stuff off the surface of your skin. And it's going to remove the oils where the bacteria kind of cling to. And then the water and friction will wash it away. And that's better for spore-based bacteria like C. difficile.
Right. Right. I think one thing that people don't ever think about is if you go to visit someone in the hospital, or if you're in the hospital and you have a visitor, your visitors need to wash their hands also.
Oh, absolutely.
They are bringing stuff in. You need to wash before they come in. They need to wash before they go out, and they need to wash after they're out.
And those hand sanitizers that are everywhere in the hospital, they're not for our use only. So you see them, you're like, oh, am I supposed to touch it? Touch it, please.
Yes, touch it, please. It's for you.
It's for you. We want you to use it. It's free.
It's free. Lather up.
Lather up.
Lather up. And I'm glad you made the point about the dime, because I think a lot of people just drench themselves in it.
Yeah. And it takes you're going to work harder. Yeah. It's going to take you longer. But, a dime size, again, it depends on the product. The manufacturer may say a little bit more or a little bit less, but a dime is a good rule of thumb.
Well, I think there's people out there, too, that are watching and that are going, these are serious diseases. A little soap and water on the hands ain't going to stop this.
Yeah, but it does.
But it does.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
It knocks down the bacteria count on your hands, and, it makes a difference.
So the single best thing you can do to keep yourself healthy, besides, eat a good diet, exercise, don't smoke, those kind of things, is wash your hands.
Exactly.
Just like your mama said.
Like your mama said. Your mom, that's good advice.
Well, mom's always had good advice.
Chances are your hands were absolutely filthy because you've been outside playing in the dirt all day, and it just didn't look good. But but that mom was using an infection control strategy when she told you to wash your hands. But some other opportunities we have at home to do this is, for instance, before you're preparing food. You should wash your hands.
Absolutely.
And then after you prepare food, you should wash your hands. So not just while Johnny's going there to wash his dirty hands, mom, who's preparing the meal, or dad should be washing their hands
also
too. You bet. And if you're going to handle a piece of raw chicken, and then you're gonna cut it up and put it away, and then you're gonna go toss your salad. Yeah. I think there's a good opportunity between those two things to think about it just a minute. I'm going to wash my hands again.
I'm going to wash my hands.
Exactly.
So, John, if my hands look clean, they're clean, right?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
You're not going to be able to see it.
They look clean.
Yeah, sure
they're fine.
They do.
They're fine. Are they clean?
Well, you could have just had your finger,
Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Exactly. Exactly. Use the bathroom. You don't come back with dirty hands when you use the bathroom.
Right.
But you should wash your hands, obviously after going to the bathroom.
So when you say wash your hands, all you got to do is just, there's the water, and you're done.
Yeah, and actually, if you do your own experiment and watch people, that's exactly what they do. A lot of people do. But really, the rule of thumb is for good washing your hand technique is that you should be washing it for 20 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. So soap and water, 20 seconds. And some say, well, should it be cold water or really hot water? Does hot water kill bacteria? Well, it does, but you could never get the sink or your hands to tolerate the level.
Oh.
So really, the whole key is it's 20 seconds. So whatever's comfortable for you.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you like it a little cooler, a little warmer, or whatever, basically as warm as you can tolerate for 20 seconds. If you make it too cold, you're not going to want to stick your hands under that water for 20 seconds. So the rule of thumb is well, how do I know when 20 seconds is up?
Yeah, I don't even know when 20 seconds.
So one way to think about it is if you hum to yourself, happy birthday, twice.
Really?
That'll get you 20 seconds.
That'll do it?
That'll do it. So twice.
You have to
So,
hum it to yourself because I kind of like to sing it.
or you can sing it, but in a public restroom, people might think you're a little odd. But
Right.
they might buy you something. Hey, it's your birthday, buddy.
That's right. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, yeah.
Not that I'm hinting.
No, I'm just trying to get the bacteria off my
Right.
hands.
So you're washing your hands under the water, and it's happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear John or
Happy
Craig,
birthday
to me.
Yeah,
And
you probably go a
repeat.
little faster, but it's 20 seconds. So you could try it, and you get your own tempo going. So, me too,
Yeah.
happy birthday, and you do it twice, and then time yourself.
You might
You
get
say-
discovered. I mean, there could be somebody in the bathroom, and they'd be like, What is that? Who's
I
that?
know.
And where's that angelic voice
Right.
coming from?
And then your clean hands, they might want you to be a hand model.
And you'll shake
Right.
hands with them.
You might,
you know.
maybe a singer, maybe a hand model. Who
Right.
knows?
I'm a big Hollywood producer, and I want to sign you to a contract.
Exactly. And I'm
you'll
going
know
to
that-
shake your clean hand.
Yeah, boy, we've gone off into the weeds.
We really have. We
If you're
really
taking
have.
away one thing today, it is that you need to wash your hands often, especially when you are in the hospital or when you're visiting anyone in the hospital.
Absolutely.
And it is okay to make sure that the people caring for you in the hospital have washed their hands. It's fine to ask them.
You bet.
It really is. And
bet.
that's the biggest single takeaway, in that you will help stamp out disease by doing that, or at least keep yourself healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the hand sanitizers are there for your use too. So
And
before
for
you
your-
go visit your loved one, put a little in your hand and rub your way into the room.
There you
Indeed.
go. There you go. Your
And on
loved
your
one
way
will
out.
appreciate it.
Oh,
Really
absolutely.
will.
For sure.
And I appreciate having John Nielsen from Brigham City Community Hospital
Yeah.
Quality Management here
Thanks.
on
Thanks for having
Untamed
me.
TV today. And I'll bet you guys do too. And please use that tip on singing happy birthday.
Twice.
And that's how we're going to go out. Thanks for joining us on Untamed Television. Let's wash our hands. John, ready?
Yes.
Happy
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday,
dear
to me.
John.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday to me.
One more time.
Happy birthday.
Untamed TV. Untamed.